and hello. My name is Chad Brink, and I am from the Phoenix Police Department. And I was lucky enough to come out and use SeeQuestor to help on an actual case that we were working on. I've got over 21 years of experience with the Phoenix Police Department, and my current assignment is with the Arizona Financial Crimes Task Force. We identify and disrupt criminal organizations that are conducting large-scale fraud. Prior to that, I worked homicide, kidnapping, extortions, and things like that in my tenure with the Phoenix Police Department. So I'll talk about this case. Starting in 2014, we began an investigation into a theft of intellectual property belonging to a major corporation. I have to anonymize this because the case is still ongoing through the courts. The criminals in this case caused a loss of over $32 million to this company. The case resulted, during the process of the investigation, in a search and seizure of several months' worth of video, which conservatively, using my entire team, would have taken 2 years to review the video once, just one time through. I'll tell you about the current techniques and the problems that we have with big data when it comes to reviewing this type of evidence. In the police world, we call it the CSI effect when we go to court, and everybody expects that you're able to actually just put something into a computer and stuff magically comes out, and you can solve the case in 45 minutes minus the commercials. So that's the perception of the public. But I'm here to tell you, the reality is that the technology we use is a laptop with a pause button, a play button, and maybe a fast forward if you're lucky enough. And so you're playing with that, and you have a steno pad. That is what the police departments are using. Now, if you're really technologically advanced and you're really savvy as a police officer, you're going to put that steno to the side, and you're going to bust out an Excel spreadsheet. I mean, talk about high end. So that's what you're really looking at. So what we would do is we would type in, I would see something in the event, in the screen, and I'd say, okay, it happened at this time. I type what I saw, and then if I'm really, slick with it, I'll copy it over, put a little snag it, and then maybe hyperlink it into my Excel spreadsheet so the prosecutor can look at my notes, click on that section of video, and do that. So you can imagine how much time it takes to do that. It's not like that with SeeQuestor. It is intuitive, it flows, it's amazing. The stuff that we had to deal with, in my case, it came from a bank of videos. So I'll use these 3 computers as an example. So this set of cameras was 16 cameras, which covered this warehouse. This 16 cameras covered another section of warehouses. This 16 cameras covered another section of warehouses. It was all on a big major complex. The problem is the data went down and it went into a hard drive over here. This one went archived over here. This one archived over here. When we retrieved the evidence, several months worth, we would sit there and say, okay, I'm looking at this evidence. I'm going to play it. Why play it? It's a 16-plex camera system, and it's real tiny, it's hard to see, so I'd have to select which camera it was, and I'd pull it out, and I'd push play, and it would play, and I'd see the guy walk from camera 1 to camera 5 to camera 16, and he's gone. Okay, where did he go? Well, I can't see these other ones, so now I have to shut this one down, and then I would open this one up, because my computer could only run one of these things at a time. So then I'd roll this up, and I would look. No, he's not there. I'm sorry, he's not there. So shut it down. I'm over here, and I'd open this up, and I would look, and oh, there he is again. So that was the problem that we had looking at it, because it was so partitioned. Now, once I got here, I was introduced to the tools that they had, the motion detection, facial detection, and re-identification tools, and I was able to put all of these things into the SeeQuestor system. Once I did that, following my suspects around and my people of interest, I was able to reduce that down to 7 key camera angles from the 3 separate banks of 16, and then follow through and get the critical bits of information that I needed out of there. What was amazing also is that with those 7 cameras, I was able to link the points of view to linked panels to show different perspectives. So one of the bits of evidence that I got that I was really impressed with is there's 2 guys that come up and they meet. And then there's a 3rd guy that's around the corner over here. Well, from the camera angle that I had on this side, I could see that they're talking to each other, and then he's talking to this other guy. But I can't see that from the camera angle. Well, with the linked panels, I was able to see the entire interaction between all the people at the same time. And so it allowed me to identify another person of interest that was key to the case. So the end result was 2 months for each camera, 14 months of material. By myself, a novice user to the system, I was able to go through all of that definitively in 4 days, get what I needed, and take it back. The case is now moving forward through the court. So, Henry, thank you so much.
Thank you.